Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be making chicken noodle soup. The purpose of making this video is because when I am in recovery, Raymond will be making the chicken noodle soup, so I want him to know step by step how to make it. So this is what we're gonna need. We're gonna need celery sticks. So I already chopped some up, and this is the shape that I did them in. So I already used about 2 celery sticks. I'm gonna add 1 more to make it 3. And this is what they look like. I will show you how I chopped them. So I'm gonna cut the ends off. And then throw that away. I will be cutting it in the middle. And then just grouping them side by side. And then we're just going to be cutting down. This is the size that I'm doing. Just like that. And now we're going to be placing them in a bowl. Here. Another ingredient that we are going to need is carrots. I usually use the long carrots, but today I found these at the store, so this is what I got. And we're just going to be chopping them up. If you use the long carrots, you're going to use about 2 to 3. But for these, I'm going to use a couple. I'll let you know how many I used. I'm just going to see like how much it makes. So I'm just going to cut them in like little rounds, just like that. And so this is about 10 already, and this is what my bowl looks like. So I want to make equal parts, so I'm going to add maybe like 3 more carrots. I want to make the equal amount of celery and the equal amount of carrots. That should be enough. So that's about maybe like 10 to 15 baby carrots, and then like I said earlier, if you use the long ones, you're gonna use about 2 to 3, and then just cut them very small like that. We're also next gonna use garlic and onion, so we're gonna be chopping these up. I will show you guys how I chop them. So we're gonna use about 2 garlics, so we're just gonna peel them. So this one I already peeled. So we're just gonna peel them just like this. So you're gonna have to use like your nails. If you don't have nails, you can always cut like, there's like a little like butt on there, so you're gonna cut that off, and then right away you're able to peel them. So it'll come off right away. And then once it's fully peeled, you're gonna place them off to the side, so that way you can go ahead and dice them. It's gonna be a full, like, finely chopped. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I just sliced them like that, and then I'm gonna chop them up. And then just turn them around and just keep chopping until they're finely chopped. We're also gonna be placing that in here because in the bowl, because we're gonna be mixing it all together. You're gonna grab your onion. I already used some of my onion for something else. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut just like that, and this is what my piece looks like. And then we're gonna we're gonna take off the skin that's like brown, and we're gonna throw that away. That's the peel. We're gonna take it, we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna make like slices like that. This is the easiest way for me to cut onion, or chop it up into small like dices. So this is what the thickness of it looks like, okay? And then we're gonna flip, like turn it around, and we're gonna start making the slices, the cubes. Okay, and just like that, it's cut, and then we're gonna be adding it in the same bowl. Then we are also going to be using butter. So this is the butter that I use. Flip it around. That's the butter that I use. So we're going to use about, so there's like lines right here. We're going to use, let's see. So each line is 1 tablespoon. We're gonna use 2 tablespoons. So from here to here. So 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. So this is gonna be the 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna cut it right there. And then what I'm gonna do is just slice up like that, and then we're just gonna add it in the same, like that. And then as we wait, I already went ahead and did this off camera, but I chopped up some chicken. I diced it up, and this is the amount that I'm using. This is half of a chicken breast with the bone in. This is half of it, and I am going to be using that. We're going to be cooking it. So for this, we're gonna need to use 2 more tablespoons. So we're gonna cut it right here. 2 more. So we're gonna add this with this. So the butter with this, the chicken, and we're gonna use onion powder, garlic powder, some chicken bouillon, some pepper, and that's about it that I add onto my chicken. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of garlic. And then we're also going to be using 1 tablespoon of the garlic. So the onion I already put, and then 1, not tablespoon, teaspoon of garlic now. And then we're going to be using like this is 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground pepper, the black pepper. And then we're going to be using 1/4 of a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. And then when you taste it, if you would like to add salt, you could add salt to taste. But this is all I really put into my seasoned chicken, and then you're just gonna mix it up in there. So once that is done, we're going to be using a pan. I'm gonna use this one because I already made chicken in this. So we're gonna add the butter and wait for that to melt. So once your butter is completely melted, that's when you want to add your chicken. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw mine in there. So as you guys can see, my chicken is almost done. I just let it cook, and it is on medium-low heat. It's not on high heat. It smells so delicious. And then since it's almost done, we're gonna start grabbing our pot that we're gonna use for the actual soup. Some bay leaves or laurel leaves. We're gonna need chicken broth, some chicken bouillon. and some salt. Let me get that ready. Ingredient, which is the noodles. Don't forget the noodles. You might need extra water, so I suggest, I'm going to be using from the gallon, so I suggest you having just water on the side for your noodles. So we're going to be putting everything inside the pot. The chicken is ready, so I went ahead and put it off to the side. We're going to be adding a tiny bit of oil, like a little drizzle. Okay, like that should be fine. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Like that should be fine. And then we have our veggies here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the butter sticks that we had in here and then just throw them in there. So like the butter is melted, we're going to be adding everything in there. And that includes the onion and the garlic. And we're just going to be sauteing everything in there. So once it's sauteed, so I sauteed it for about 5 minutes. We're going to be adding chicken broth, and this is 32 ounces of chicken broth. We're going to be adding the whole thing. So here's one. Here's the second one. So we're gonna add 2 cups of water. And then you're gonna add your chicken bouillon to taste. So I did a tablespoon and a half, and then I'm going to taste it, see how that goes. And then what I'm going to do next is add the chicken that I made earlier. So we're going to throw it in there. And then the leftover, we're gonna get some soup, and we're just going to, let me see, we're just gonna get some of the soup, put it in there, and then we're gonna try to get as much of what's left over. We're gonna try to put it in there, and that's gonna be extra flavor. So for me, this is 1.5 cups of noodles, and we're just gonna stir it. And we're gonna put the lid on it. We're gonna wait for it to cook. Give it about maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to check on it. So this is what the soup came out looking like. If you want it more soupy, of course you can add more water to it and then just add salt to taste. For me, this is perfect. I'm okay with this. And yes, we're gonna serve and enjoy.